David Gutierrez's defense attorney referenced Donald Trump's controversial remarks about women. He said if the president-elect's words are not considered grossly immoral, these cannot be. Police officers did have to pull people onto the sidewalk, and then we did just see a very tense encounter between a Trump supporter and anti-Trump protesters. People are out here shopping for things like winter clothing, but on almost every block there's a for rent sign or a lock on the door. But all these kids here that I was speaking with said they are so happy Winterfest is here, the skating rink is here, and only about 10 people so far have taken a tumble on their skates. Homeowner says several crashes have happened here in part because of this curve here on Sun Valley. And this morning, that's what happened, she says. The guardrail is torn off. There are several skid marks all in this yard. And tonight, the family's sleeping in this RV, all because of this. And she says something needs to be done.
Great.
That's perfect. I know we could talk about food forever, but there's also some new adventures for you too.
It is in this courtroom right now recommending the punishment to the jury, and I was just in there. The state said this phase is now all about Aaron Ochoa. Police and fire kept devastated families back. We saw people on their knees wondering how all of this could happen. But tonight there's a memorial here for those 3 boys killed. Sun Bowl Stadium can hold about 52,000 fans. And when UTEP played Florida International, only about 17,000 fans showed up. And if they were all to sit on this side, all the stands from right here to beyond the goalpost would be empty. Here tonight, and it's all because of this man, Sheriff Richard Wiles. Sheriff, big lead right now. Of course, your opponent drew a lot of backing from law enforcement associations. Where did you find the strength in your campaign? Some Texas State University football players and staff are out of the hospital tonight after getting into a crash in El Paso. A deadly officer-involved shooting in Washington State is under investigation. An El Paso man shares his experience with eminent domain tonight as the city plans to build a multi-purpose arena in downtown one way or another. Good evening, I'm Ashley Cullinane. A local dental office is making a sweet gesture to benefit troops overseas. Family members say the woman's name was Mary and she's lived here more than 50 years. There were so many memories in this house, but now some of her belongings are burned to a crisp in her yard. Neighbors are wondering how this could happen.
And we used to take a walk down the block and back.
Simple memories, all Irene Bailey is left with after her friend and neighbor of more than 50 years died in a house fire.
I see the window, how bad it burned, and I think, oh my God, she was in there all this time.
The woman's next door neighbors say they saw smoke and called 911.
We were just like banging on the windows and the doors and trying to get her attention, and there was no response.
But Bailey says there was no way Mary could have gotten out of the house quickly.
She was paralyzed. She couldn't get around.
Other neighbors, like Susan Jones, also knew Mary for decades.
I saw all the fire coming out and the smoke, and I thought, oh my God, I knew whose house it was. I knew it was at Mary's.
And now she and investigators are trying to figure out the cause of the fire.
It was a space heater that she had on.
I just feel bad that this morning the house was on fire and I didn't even know it.
People here on Circle Drive say it has been an incredibly painful week here. They say 2 other longtime residents also died this week, but of natural causes. This group gets together every Saturday morning. Most have little experience in the ring, but they still put up a fight.
My name is Robert Anthony Garcia.
These people don't have much in common.
My name is Sergio Razo.
But every Saturday, they get together in one place.
My name is Sharon Skindell.
Throwing punches and blocking jabs.
My name is Joseph R. Blott Jr.
Their fight doesn't end when the gloves come off.
My name is Laura Paz.
That's when they come together through their shared condition.
I'm fighting Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
Fighting Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
I'm fighting Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's disease is a progressive disorder, gnawing at nerves, robbing patients of their strength and control. But at Rock Steady Gym, these people get the chance to fight back. A story Robert Garcia knows all too well.
I was 8 years old and I got beat up in the street actually, and my dad said, you know what, no, you need to get in the ring.
He was a poor kid in Puerto Rico who made his way to New York City to fight. That's where he met Muhammad Ali, who offered Garcia some advice after his own diagnosis.
He would talk to a bunch of us fighters about, you need to be careful, this could happen. And we all said, yeah, whatever.
A doctor diagnosed Garcia with early onset Parkinson's 5 years ago.
They think that it was exacerbated because of the blows to my head.
Garcia is not the only one who made a sacrifice. Sharon Skindale was teaching at Hanks High School 3 years ago.
One of my students noticed that my hand was shaking and asked me why I was nervous, and I said, I'm not nervous.
10 seconds. She retired as the symptoms got worse.
I have the internal tremors sometimes. That's kind of like an earthquake happening inside of you. And you feel like everything in all your organs are shaking. And sometimes I feel like I'm just going to explode.
Now this tiny warrior takes a step out of her comfort zone.
I imagine the bag is something. Some days it is Parkinson's. If I'm having a bad Parkinson's day, it's Parkinson's. And I'm fighting it, and I'm mad at it. Others days may have somebody's face on it. Who knows?
When I'm in my stance and I'm boxing, I don't stumble.
The exercises help with balance and slow down tremors.
Muscle memory, it must be, because next thing you know, I'm hitting the bag hard and I'm like, whoa.
They offer encouragement. Some need more than others.
There's a certain bond between us, and morale is always good. There's no feeling sorry for yourself.
Just what Rocksteady's owners had in mind.
It was everything I had ever wanted. It was the excitement, it was the fun, it was not being treated like there was a diagnosis to think about.
There is no known cure for Parkinson's disease, but here at Rocksteady, they come to fight and forget.
Why live it twice? Because if I worry about the bad things coming up, I'm actually living it twice. No sense. I'm living today. This is what I have today.
They know every step, every bend of a finger is a luxury.
We all tended, when we first got it, to stay home, sit in front of the TV and watch TV because we were embarrassed. But that's no way to live. That's not living, that's existing. This is living.
You're a fighter.
Yes, I am. And I will continue to fight.
These people are incredible. It's really personal for owners Kathy and Steve. Kathy is a physical therapist. She wanted to give back when her father was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Classes are offered on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Head over to CBS4Local.com to find out how you can join.